The Bold and the Beautiful Asterisk recap. Friday, July 24. Dylan's seduction, Katie's heart shattered and family war explodes. Friday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivered everything fans love: romantic temptation, emotional betrayal, and a family showdown that threatens to change the future of the Forresters forever. As long-hidden feelings surfaced and old wounds reopened, several characters found themselves standing at crossroads that could reshape their relationships for weeks to come. From Dylan's calculated attempt to win over Daphne to Katie's devastating realization that her family may never be the same again, every storyline pushed the drama to new heights. Dylan turns on the charm. Dylan entered the episode with a clear objective. Rather than rushing into confrontation, he chose a more subtle strategy: seduction. Meeting Daphne in an elegant setting, Dylan carefully crafted an atmosphere filled with warmth, laughter, and nostalgia. He reminded her of happier times and spoke passionately about second chances, insisting that people deserve the opportunity to rewrite their stories. At first, Daphne remained guarded. She had heard charming speeches before and wasn't willing to let her emotions cloud her judgment. Still, Dylan proved persistent. Instead of making grand promises, he appealed to her loneliness. He listened more than he talked, making Daphne feel understood in ways she hadn't experienced for quite some time. Viewers could see her defenses beginning to crumble. A lingering glance, an unexpected smile, and eventually a touch of the hand suggested Dylan's plan might actually be working. Whether his feelings were genuine or part of a larger scheme remained impossible to tell. That uncertainty made every scene between them even more compelling. Daphne begins to question everything. After Dylan left, Daphne found herself replaying every word from their conversation. She wanted to believe people could change. She wanted to believe someone could truly care about her instead of simply using her to accomplish another goal. But experience had taught her to remain cautious. Later, while speaking with a trusted friend, Daphne admitted that Dylan had managed to stir emotions she thought were buried forever. Her confession revealed both hope and fear. Could she risk opening her heart again? Or was she walking directly into another painful betrayal? The questions lingered without easy answers. Katie receives devastating news. Elsewhere, Katie Logan faced one of the most heartbreaking moments of the week. Already emotionally exhausted from recent family tension, she learned information that completely changed her perspective. The realization struck like lightning. Everything she believed about loyalty, honesty, and family suddenly felt uncertain. Katie struggled to hold back tears as the truth unfolded piece by piece. She had spent years trying to keep everyone together, believing communication could solve nearly every conflict. Now she wondered if the fractures within the family had simply become too deep to repair. Her heartbreak wasn't caused by one dramatic event alone. Instead, it came from recognizing how many relationships had slowly deteriorated over time. That emotional weight proved almost unbearable. Brooke tries to offer comfort. Seeing Katie's pain, Brooke immediately stepped in. The sisters have survived countless crises together, and Brooke refused to let Katie suffer alone. She reminded Katie that families often survive unimaginable hardships. People make mistakes. Secrets eventually come to light. Forgiveness, while difficult, remains possible. Katie appreciated Brooke's encouragement, but admitted she wasn't sure she had any strength left. Years of disappointment had finally caught up with her. For perhaps the first time, Katie questioned whether protecting everyone else had cost her own happiness. It was an unusually vulnerable moment that highlighted just how emotionally drained she had become. The Forrester family reaches a breaking point. Meanwhile, tensions inside the Forrester family exploded. Long-simmering disagreements erupted into a fierce confrontation that quickly involved multiple family members. What began as a heated discussion soon transformed into a full-scale family war. Old betrayals resurfaced. Past mistakes were thrown back into faces. Long-hidden resentments emerged with astonishing force. Nobody escaped criticism. Every character seemed convinced they alone understood what was best for the family. The shouting only intensified. Accusations flew across the room as decades of unresolved issues came pouring out. Some attempted to calm the situation. Others poured fuel directly onto the fire. By the time the confrontation ended, several relationships appeared more damaged than ever before. Eric refuses to stay silent. Eric Forrester once again demonstrated why he remains the emotional center of the family. Although visibly frustrated by everyone's constant fighting, he refused to allow anger alone to dictate the conversation. Eric reminded everyone that the Forrester name represented more than business success. It represented love, commitment, legacy. He warned that endless personal attacks would destroy everything previous generations had worked so hard to build. His speech briefly quieted the room. Unfortunately, peace didn't last long. The underlying conflicts remained unresolved, and several family members walked away even angrier than before. Ridge faces impossible decisions. Caught between competing loyalties, Ridge struggled throughout the episode. Every decision seemed destined to disappoint someone he cared about. Supporting one family member meant alienating another. Remaining neutral no longer appeared possible. As emotions spiraled out of control, Ridge realized the family's internal divisions had reached dangerous levels. His frustration became increasingly visible. For perhaps the first time in weeks, Ridge appeared genuinely uncertain about how to move forward. That hesitation could create opportunities for others hopping to influence the family's future. Emotional consequences continue. By the episode's conclusion, nearly every major character faced uncertainty. Katie questioned whether trust could ever be restored. Dylan appeared closer than ever to achieving whatever objective truly motivated him. Daphne stood on the edge of making an emotional decision that could alter her future forever. Meanwhile, the Forrester family remained deeply divided, with reconciliation seeming increasingly unlikely. Rather than offering easy resolutions, Friday's episode emphasized the lasting consequences of broken trust and unresolved resentment. Looking ahead. The fallout from these emotional confrontations promises even greater drama in the episodes ahead. Will Dylan's seductive approach ultimately win Daphne's heart, or will she discover hidden motives before it's too late? Can Katie find the strength to rebuild after another devastating emotional blow? Most importantly, will the Forrester family manage to unite before their growing conflict causes irreversible damage?